In this podcast, we are going to understand how to convert technology investments into business value. It's a very common topic. Any business of any size cannot work without technology. I think that's a given. What is surprising is very rarely do people actually evaluate how much money I have spent versus how much am I getting in return. Now, of course, technology can be of many types, but what I am talking about applies to a very specific class of software. So, broadly, technology or software can be divided into two types. One, which automates existing business processes. That's line of business application, as we call it. And then the other category is things which help you with unstructured work. There is no business process which is defined, but it is required. So typically, office type of software. I am going to talk about the unstructured part of the work. Why? For two reasons. One, when it is line of business, it is easy to show the value. Something was not automated, now it's automated. You know how much time was saved, what benefits you got, just multiply and you get the returns. But when it comes to unstructured work, that unstructured work is not getting automated, it's getting optimized. Now the problem with unstructured part is after introducing technology, it's going to continue to remain unstructured. It's not going to get automated, but it's going to get better. Now because it is unstructured, it got better. There is no way to prove how much better. That's the problem. So if you can't document something, if you can't put a process around it, how will you know improvement? And that is the important part I'm going to cover today. So let's take examples. In this context, how do you know this is a good technology? Two ways of noticing. One, it should dramatically improve something which was happening earlier. And second, it should give me a new capability which is useful to me. There are thousands of things which give you a new capability, but that has to be relevant to your business outcomes. Let's take the category of improve existing things. What do you do? Example. In Word, I find things. Very good. Every day we do Control F and find things. But if you go in the dialog, there is an option called Find In. Now many of you never have clicked on it. And then there was Find All, but now it's gone. There could be header, footer, there could be comment, there could be text boxes. So now by noticing that drop down and saying, oh, I can now search in any of these four places. Do I have the need? Yes, maybe if there are a lot of comments, I want to search only in the comments. So now you found a benefit. Let's take an Excel example. In Excel, it can be very large. Too many rows, too many columns, too many blocks of data and sheets. So how do you quickly go from one place to another? You can't just keep scrolling lifelong. That's why there is a very special way to navigate in an intelligent manner. That is called Go to Special. I'm not going to go into details of how to do it. I have a separate video for that. But most of your specialized navigation needs are satisfied if you know Go to Special. You'll be able to navigate faster, more intelligently, and with less errors. Again, you spend some money, you got some benefit. In this case, the benefit is time saving as well as better accuracy. So now that you have got the idea, the next step is to convert it into a number, tangible benefit. How do you quantify? Because after all this, I'm still going to search in an unstructured manner. I'm still going to navigate in Excel the way I feel like. So where is the improvement and how much? The idea is simple. You take an activity and say if I did not know this feature, I would take X amount of time, say 10 minutes. Now you know a better way of doing it. Obviously you're going to save time. So maybe I saved 9 minutes. 9 minutes is not a big deal, right? But wait, that was one instance of doing that activity. I'm saving 9 minutes. Now you think, in a week, how many times I must be doing that? Say 4 times. Okay, so 4 into 9. And in a year, how many weeks I'll do that? May not be all 52 weeks, maybe only 30 weeks. So multiply by 30, and this is one person. And say typically I have 500 people in the company who will do it. So now we have 9 minutes saved thrice a week for 30 weeks and for 500 people. Now you have a number. Now that number is your tangible quantification. And like that you do for multiple activities across multiple products and multiple people. Now that number is still time. That's tangible. But remember, there is intangible benefit as well. For example, if you are copying a formula, you double click, it stops at a gap. But if you use tables and type the formula without dragging and double clicking, it guarantees that the entire range is selected. Yes, time is saved, but that's not the important thing. It guarantees that all rows are covered by the formula, which is improved accuracy. But accuracy, how much is that? Intangible. Now, what to do about intangible? We can't put a number to it. So, what do? You put a time equivalent number to it. So, let's say that accuracy improvement in a given situation is equivalent of 7 minutes. You decide a benchmark, and now you can convert intangible also into time. There is one more thing. During the course of working, we have bad habits. We are using the wrong tool in the wrong place. So it's not about a feature or features. It's about wrong application being used. For example, for data entry, we all the time use Excel. Ideally, you should be using lists. Who is going to tell whom that people who work on Excel don't even know about lists? So that's another opportunity of changing the game and giving the optimal app. Now the question arises, ये सब ठीक है, who is going to do this? Whose job is it? Unfortunately, it's nobody's job. IT says my job is to do the deployment, migration, done. HR will do training programs only if someone asks. Nobody is asking. So someone spend that money, finance department spend the money, top management spend the money. But nobody is responsible for converting that money to benefit. That is the problem. So first understand that nobody is responsible and then make someone responsible. Now you're not just dumping something. That person is going to empower the company. So give them incentives, give them power, give them authority to change things. And what is the process they are going to follow? It's not one person, by the way. You call it a change team or a value creation team, whatever name you want to give. One person at least from each department. And that person has to be chosen by the boss, departmental head, because that person is officially going to get 2 to 3 hours every week to do what? This value creation. Now let's see how to do this value creation. Assume that team is there. The team looks at all the products, features, every feature. They explore, understand, then say, oh, this can be used in this department for this activity. Test it out. If it works well, show it to the users, get their approval, and don't stop there. Now onwards, any user in any department who has that need should know there is a better way. And that's done by converting it to a standard operating procedure. And that standard operating procedure, if you want everyone to listen to you, has to be sent to everyone by the bosses. So that's the cycle. Explore, apply, share, standardize, and repeat. So if you follow this process, I am sure you will get unimaginable return on investment and phenomenal improvement in business outcomes, irrespective of which technology we are talking about. The process is generic enough to be used across platforms and across technologies. If you found this useful, I am sure you will find my other podcasts also useful. Have a look at this playlist. So take care. See you next time. Bye bye.